What up, YouTube world? As promised in about the last 30 videos it seems that I've made, gonna make an update or a wrestling thing of who I've got signed. First off, fuck you, Sid. Fuck you. Dumbass. Wish fucking Double A would have stabbed you in the fucking chest. So, I'm trying to get all this shit in. I had a Kazarian I'd bought off eBay, but I liked the one that actually had him in Ring of Honor. There he had a bunch of shit. Because I think he had just come from, the hell was Friday night? The 6th? I think Empire State. Empire State Wrestling had a event that night. Like their 10th anniversary. So, he had come in, I think, from there. Eric Cannon was there. WrestlePalooza. Little thing that Cannon was giving out. Scott Hall's gonna be there. I really want to see him. For $35 for the combo, auto, and picture. But again, it's a lot of goofiness down there. Where, again, this is gonna be a long video, if you can't tell already. Let's. It's wrestling, but it's also got like burlesque and shit like that. Where again, I don't fucking care about that garbage. If I go to a wrestling show, I want to watch wrestling. I don't give a fuck if there's 1,000 chicks dancing there. It doesn't fucking matter. I don't. No, it's wrestling. Again, that may sound like one of the gayest statements of all time, but because I want to watch men fight instead of chicks dance, but I want to watch wrestling. That's all I want to do. So, the event was pretty good. Hopefully Micah will get a video up at some point here. He was the only other person I knew there, minus talent. And I didn't see the owner of the Heavy on Wrestling, that David Sabick, I think his name is. That usually I see him floating around and he'll come up to me, recognizing me from other shows, so I didn't see him. He might have been in back trying to make sure everything was at ease, with Sid being a fucking idiot. God, that just irritates me. Because I had 2 pictures. One for me, and there's a guy who in 2011 at Nationals, as you know, the Ric Flair, Victoria, Kurt Angle, and Mr. Kennedy were signing there. His nephew was going to go with him or something, but he didn't want to. So he had 2 sets of auto and photo op tickets, and he gave me 1 set of them. So, I mean, I owe him, in my mind, huge for this. So I was going to get him the Sid auto personalized to him, because for some odd reason, I don't know if it's the beer down in Milwaukee that's killed him over the years, but being a Brewers fan and living in Milwaukee, that that's his favorite wrestler, Sid, which again, all I remember Sid is breaking his leg and Scott Steiner kicking said leg, Sid fucking up an In Your House promo asking Jim Ross, can he start over, and Jim Ross like, no buddy, this is live, we're going out to millions of people right now, and him turning back to the camera looking absolutely horrified. And then his sort of semi-Hulk Hogan ear cupping thing. And there's like special disabled dudes I remember right before I think he broke his leg in Nitro that he'd do sort of a chest bump and then he'd do the fist pound, and he pretended it was like electricity running through his veins. I mean, the guy's just, again, I'll respect anybody that's been in the business, especially for that amount of time. Doesn't mean I'm gonna like you, but I'll respect you because you've obviously done something right to maintain some level of popularity over a period of 20 plus years. So if you hear in the background, I'm watching Packers Vikings Monday night game where Freeman catches the ball off. I don't know if it's Dishman's back or what it was. I remember having Freeman and Favre for fantasy that year, so, and I think I had Moss, so I was a game I was highly interested in. Anyway, back to the stories. So I had a bunch of autos of these guys already that were there. So, I mean, I got pictures with them. That was the key. I wanted to get pictures, and a lot of them didn't even charge for pictures. Silas Young was there. I'll show you a picture of him later. Ring of Honor fame. I love him. I love that gimmick he's got. Just the real man. Not the Steven Regal one from WWF, but like the real man. Him in flannels. But I mean, he reminds me so much of like a Stone Cold early day and a Rick Rude put together. I mean, it's just, he had trunks for sale, and I didn't even think of asking him how much for his trunks. I mean, that would have been something I would have bought. Not to wear because he's smaller than me, but that would have been just something cool because I really like him a lot. Wrestling was good. First match. Was it Aria Davari? Fly Chic Fly. Reminds me and looks just like a guy that I know that used to work at the store with me. We call him Muslim Ryan because he looks Muslim. And I mean, it's a spitting image of Davari. They're both the same. But he and the Beer City Bruiser, who I talked with briefly again about the last July in Hopkins at the Ring of Honor. Him and I think it was Silas Young against War Machine, and Beer City Bruiser came off the top rope with like a cannonball, like Kevin Owens or Kevin Steen does in the corner. Well, Beer City Bruiser did that in the fight or the match against Davari, broke the bottom rope. But I told him when I was talking to him, before that, I was indifferent. I mean, I was indifferent. And I had seen you and said, okay, something there. I mean, but when you did that, I'm like, that takes some balls, and you pulled it off, and I just said that's fine. That was fucking awesome. So he was excited about that, and it was good talking to these guys because everybody lined up in the DiBiase line first because he was the quote-unquote VIP, the guy that everybody's there to see. So you had, in order, I think, down the line of tables, it was Eric Cannon, Frankie Kazarian, supposed to be Eugene, that's the one who replaced, or he's the guy who replaced Sid, but he wasn't there until intermission, which is only a 10-minute intermission, which I think because of the rope breaking and how much time they took up with that, they had to sort of cut that intermission short. And then it was Haku, which I believe if anybody knows Haku, when I showed him the picture I got for him to sign, I mean, he was laughing. His handler dude was there, and he's sitting there, and he's just like, is that really you? He's like, yeah, man, that's me. So I asked him, I'll get to these guys in a little bit in the stories of each guy. Then it was Darren Corbin and his lady friend, who's very easy on the eyes. Then who the hell was it? There's some dude selling some shit. He just had, I don't even know what that was. He had like old figures that were open and was like played with excessively, but he was selling them in a bucket. But I'm like, man, I don't have a big old grocery canvas bag with me to put all this shit in. So I didn't even look at that stuff. Probably should have for Naomi. She would have had maybe a little more fun with the figures. But we got our Daniel Bryan one at Walmart the next day. Then it was Alderosha, who's the old color guy, or the not color, the ring, like the Howard Finkel dude, ring announcer. As much as, again, I told this to Micah and his friend Jason, so as much as I love history, sometimes history should be left there. History. He was doing the announcing, and again, I saw somebody had like a Twitter pic of the card, the matches, and I could see that's where you screwed up a lot of it, because it was whatever it said. It said like Scott Summers, Kings of the Underground underneath it. So unless you're current with the product and this federation or this organization, you probably won't know how to correctly announce. It'd be like saying if Baron Corbin had Baron Corbin, underneath it had 2016 Under Royal Memorial Battle Royal winner. And that's what you'd say. Now, next, weighing 320 pounds, that's a biggin', Baron Corbin, 2016 Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale winner. That's... Michael will comment below, I hope. It's exactly how. In fact, I took a video. So, if I would have been able to take it for the whole show, again, I agree. I love history. Did not get an auto from him. He's mentioned in the book that I picked up a couple trips ago. Wrestling's Golden Age, Minnesota's Golden Age of Wrestling. But it's just, it was very awkward. So, Beer City Bruiser beat Daivari on like a keg splash, even with the bottom rope broke, and that took forever. I should have taped the next segment, because it just took an eternity to get that done. It was like two people playing jacks in the corner. I mean, it fucking took 20 minutes. They got it fixed though, so I commend them. Hooray. God, what else? Haku and Craven Knight against John Johnson and the Black Stallion. I'll show you Johnson's picture. He's down in Minneapolis. He works, I think, for his own construction deal. That's a guy I remember from Facebook, and he was down when we met Jerry Lynn in April of last year at the Ring of Honor show. And he was healing good because he came out. Somebody had their pop right by when they walked out. He fucking flipped that thing up, and Christ, it landed all over one of those VIP tables and just doused the shit out of all their merch. So I can imagine those people are pissed, but I was fucking loving it. I'm like, that's the way you heal. Scott Summers against Eric Cannon, two of my favorite guys. Summers, another part of the Kings of the Underground. You'll see him coming up. Eric Cannon got his shirt. When the hell was it? Oh, the Hayward show. When I met Piper and Jake the Snake and Steiner's, Booker T. But he's the PBR dude. He's been around for forever, seemingly. What else? Three-way Kazarian, Silas Young, and Luke Hawx against each other for the number one contendership for the title. They had a cool ending spot, I'm not gonna lie. It was one of the best ending spots I've seen in quite some time. I don't know if it's been done anywhere else recently, but again, Luke Hawx hit the blockbuster, easy for me to say, on Silas Young, and then Kazarian got him in. Oh, it wasn't a sharpshooter. Or no, Kazarian. Yeah, Hawx got Kazarian in the sharpshooter. So Kazarian was in the middle of the ring and reached his arm over Silas Young and pinned Silas Young while he was in the sharpshooter. So, I mean, that was a pretty cool thing. So, hopefully Kazarian's back for the September 24th one. I like him. He seemed real cool. I mean, he said he's even like, man, I'm really tired. I'm dragging ass, but it's good to be here. I'm like, believe me, you're much appreciated, and I thank you for coming. Because, I mean, he was the guy I wanted to get an auto of badly, because I watched him for how many years with TNA, Ring of Honor. I didn't say anything about, like, the melatonin shit with him and... Or serotonin. Serotonin? Whatever it is in TNA with him and Raven. Somebody else was in the faction too, but I can't remember. But yeah, the Haku tag match. I don't even remember how it ended. That's the sad part. But then on down the line, there's the DeRocha, his daughter. Then Jumpin' Jim Brunzell, which was announced maybe a week before. Week and change. Which I'll show you what I picked up from him in a minute. That's we're going to have like a 40-minute recap. That, he was selling shit. He had a bundle deal. I picked up the bundles, thanked him, talked with him for a brief moment, moved right on to a guy I was super happy to meet because I remember him from A and AEWA, and B, some of you may not know, the first manager of the Powers of Pain when they were good guys. He'd come out and have them the paint on and come out underneath like a sort of a robe thing like AJ Styles would wear, where it covered his head, and he tried to be inconspicuous. We talked to Baron and Channel 10 News, as you saw in the previous video to this. When he cuts that promo on the news, his wife is looking there and just looking straight ahead, and then as soon as he starts cutting the promo, she just looks off to the other side and like, oh God, when is he gonna give it up? One of those looks. Who was after Baron? Oh, Mitch Paradise was somewhere in there, but he wasn't there. And then I think it was Silas Young, Beer City Bruiser, Black Stallion, and Aria Davari. I think. So with that, I'm going to jump quickly into the figures I've got, and then I'm going to wrap back into the stories just because I want to get those out of the way so I at least remember what I'm doing, because right now my head's in about 10 places. So the figures I've picked up in the last month, and no, it's going to be a couple months anyway. Those two came from the trip to St. Louis. One was in Forest Lake, the Sasha Banks. Orendorff was down in Florissant. Got the Seth Rollins Money in the Bank one Sunday at Walmart because it was $5 on sale. Piper must have been in one of the Walmarts on the trip. Barrett was just this weekend. Same with the Ultimate Warrior Hall of Fame figure. That was all the Hall of Fame and Elites for $15. So I got the Warrior. So I didn't have that one. Sergeant Slaughter, Mr. Robert Remus. He's got the hat, glasses, and whistle. Right there. These two were from Superior in the Walmart there. APA, which I'd been lamenting, like, where the hell were these at? There was a couple that were dinged up, and I got a couple that were in a display on a end cap that weren't on hanging pegboards yet. Oh, my fat ass, come on. The creme de la creme. This was Forest Lake as well. Ravishing Rick Rude, which I was beyond thrilled to see that one. I didn't even know he had one. Here's the program. DiBiase, Raschke. People that have been there. Funk and Foley. Cherry, X-Pac. Siam, Met Hardcore Holly. There's Luke Hawx, my boy. Rhino. Jerry Lynn, that was his last show I missed because we had a fucking blizzard up here. Jake and Rowdy. Rikishi was there. Beefcake, met him. Trevor Murdoch, met him. Flair, not. Highlanders, nope. Alderusha, that dude, that's the announcer. And there's the ad for and these clowns, ugh, just annoying. Not as bad as the douchebags and Hopkins. And evidently Micah said one of them got knocked out or got his attitude rearranged, which I was fixing to do when we were down there. Fucking prick. A Chic DVD from Walmart. Sort of I don't even know what it is. Like a life story. Not endorsed by WWF. So that makes it even better. And then I'll show the book that I got. It's a CD. The song on there. And then Jumpin' Jim Brunzell's book. Which it looks. I mean, there's a lot of pictures. It's real short. Story-wise, I mean, you get, boom, this is how I know him. That's how I know them. Mad Dog Vachon there. Bockwinkel. Crippler Ray Stevens. But I got this because he was selling a picture for 10. The CD for 5. But if you bought the book, you got the picture and the CD free, and it's 25. And he'd send the book and the picture. So, put it to Naomi, why not? Enjoy my true stories. Peace. Jumpin' Jim Brunzell, 5/17/16. That's from the big event in Canada. That picture, that was, I think, in 86 sometime. I've got that on VHS. Should have brought that. This So we got that. And that's the wrestling figures I think I've picked up. I know I've got a couple more, and I don't even know where the fuck they went from that camera closing, but oh well. And I don't remember if I've shown everybody the demolition when I got back in February, so quickly I'll show that. First up, I was at the same show in Granite Falls, and these guys were awesome to talk to. I'm sure I've mentioned something about it in the video, but again, it's fucking demolition. I travel 6 hours to see them and deal with Teresa's family. I can do that. I don't want to do it, but for demolition I will. And then I picked up, that's for the Waterloo one. It's Dan Gable, the old Iowa State wrestler. I'm getting that signed. What else is back? Anything? Nope. And nope. Okay. A lot of people were looking at the book because they saw who was in there, like, oh, who's in there? And I started seeing, it's like, Flair? What? AJ Styles? Huh? Piper? Huh? Booker? What you're not seeing as I'm flipping through, but I saw Burt Blyleven. I was like, we met Blyleven? Like, yeah, he's one of the only people that came up to Ely. There ain't much up there. I'm just laughing. So, go through the pictures. Baron von Raschke. All the Best, which I wish I would have had this pick last year because we got Greg Gagne to sign when we met him. This one is going to be for Waterloo as well, so I can get Backlund on there. Now I want to get a Backlund by himself, but I want to find something from his goofy days in like '93. That's the character I love Backlund doing. Oh, just magic. Still got to figure out when this was, because DiBiase looked at the picture and he just started laughing. He's like, that is a different picture. But I think by that time he was all burnt out with stories. It's Frankie Kazarian. Silas Young. Wish he had a little lighter picture, but again, you see the design of West Ghost design. You can tell it's exactly what it is, sort of like a ghost. I like the pick. Beer City Bruiser. One of my favorite guys of all time and always will be. Luke Hawx. Even edited it politely. This jobber. Mike, I'm maybe able to shed a little more light onto him. And there's the Haku picture. What do you say it was from '77 in New Japan Wrestling? When he started wrestling as Prince Tonga. I saw this on eBay and I'm like, I need to get that picture. Not only was there very few of anything of Haku that wasn't already autographed, but there's a couple different ones like this, and I love that just generic, the wrestling pose. And then that was it. So, thankfully I got a bigger binder because this one's starting to get full. So now on to the pictures. Eric Cannon in the background in the PBR cap walking by. I don't have a picture with him, I don't think. I realized it afterwards, and I stopped and talked to him, and disappointed I didn't think of getting a picture. So that was the first one we took. She's doing the claw there. Got a couple with Von Raschke. John Johnson, I'm a big fan of his. He's just a good guy. One of my favorites. And Davari in the background taking a selfie or something. Real down to earth. I gotta see if I can find a picture of him somewhere online and get it. Or maybe I'll print one of these off, because he didn't have any merch or gimmicks to sell. Just signing autographs for $1, which I'm like, that's cool. I mean, I was a fan before, but even more so now. So a couple pictures with him. Silas Young, who again, just a huge fan of. Huge. Beer City Bruiser. Here's my team. This dude was selling all the goofy stuff here. Like bracelets and fucking figures. Scotty Summers and Luke Hacks. KOTU, Kings of the Underground. So got them. And he's real good. He's a good guy. Even though the beard always says otherwise for us bearded folks. Got a daughter about the same age as Naomi. Half Filipina too, so I mean that's where we bonded. It's good people. And if you remember my Facebook profile picture, my last one up, my BWO shirt, these two guys were the last ones there, or the ones that were in it. Love them. I mean, they're just good guys. There's our friend Haku. DiBiase. Got a couple. I'll show the other. And me and Davari. He's looking at the shirt and the folder, so man, your shirt's awesome, man. Thanks. Oh, I couldn't find my Lance Storm one. He's like, you got a Lance Storm shirt? Mm-hmm. Whew. I'll show you one card that I picked up. So if anybody's still watching and they see a card, pick that up for a minuscule amount. Go look up completed items of this guy. Again, minuscule. Think of a Wendy's or a Hardee's / Carl Jr.'s or Carl's Jr. Meal deal that they keep on pimping. That's how much I paid for it. So that's about it. I wish I had my other lens with me, because I mean, the pictures are good, but if I would have got closer, it would have been a little better. there it is, YouTube. I hope you enjoyed. Again, especially with me talking about how much all this fun stuff was making me excited. I'll show you one other wrestling pick up afterwards. Like the next day I went on eBay. Looked at Blue Cox on eBay. One thing came up this from Chattanooga, September 6, 2013. Ring of Honor Road to Greatness. Michael Elgin, Thomas Ociampa, Adam Cole, Steen, Jay Lethal versus Luke Cox. Figured for $10 shipped from high spots, I can do that. So at some point soon that'll be in the old watching DVD thingamabobber. So hope you enjoyed. Comment below if you want. Don't care about thumbs up, thumbs down, but wrestling June 11th during Sausage Fest. I know Mike and I are going to duck away from the trade night and go to Hopkins instead. Enjoy yourselves over there. A little Ring of Honor. Middle of 21st, 22nd, 23rd. Down in Waterloo, the Dan Gable National Wrestling Hall of Fame. That's Lex Luger, Tully Blanchard's father, Bob Backlund. There's going to be like Magnum TA is going to be there, Gerald Briscoe, Terry Funk, I think is going to be there. So, and then September 24th, back in Westman for Heavy on Wrestling Evolution, where Kings of the Underground are going to be prominently featured, and I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm always excited for this. If everybody else in the family would be excited, that'd be great, but they aren't, so that they can live with it. I don't care. It's wrestling. It's something I've always loved. It's something I always will love. So enjoy. Take her easy, YouTube. She's easy. In a storage unit, take her twice.